Hello, 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 YouTube world. It's Miss Patty with For Your CNA, and this is our live CNA practice test game show. We come to you live on the first and third Tuesday of every month and give you 15 test-like questions for you to practice for the written exam. And of course, we go over the answers. But the most exciting part is you get to compete for real prizes just by playing a game. So happy to see you guys here. Hi, Micheline. Hi, Mirabelle. Jillian has the exam next month. Oh, good vibes out to you. Hong says, hello, I have my exam next month and I failed twice. Next month will be a last time for me. Oh, well, we send you out the very best of vibes. Go get our free ebook. That will help you on the state exam, on the written part of the state exam. And of course, if you watch my classroom replays, you'll have a much better understanding of the types of questions that they will ask you. Hi, Sosna. Micheline has the exam next week. Oh, wow, how exciting. Good morning, Adekunbi. Good morning, Helen. Hi, guys. Hi. All right. So, good morning, Agbona. Good morning, Lord Gecko. Hey. All right. Micheline passed the practical. Congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment. All right, so let's jump right into today. Today's topic is going to come from here. This is the test plan. This is what develops all of the test questions. And today we're going to be in section 3, promotion of function and health of residents. And this makes up a pretty good portion of the state exam questions. And at the top of this, you can actually see that a lot of this content is feeding, dressing, grooming, all the ADLs. So you'll have some questions on ADLs. We're going to have a special skills-based written test practice question game show next game show. So the first one in August. I will have a sample written question from every single skill. So that one's going to be a little bit longer because we have 21 skills. So stay tuned for the first one in August. That's going to be a little bit of a special edition for us. Let's see here. Thank you. I watched your video and passed the clinical the first time. Oh, that's awesome. Very good. Lord Gecko, an ADL is an activity of daily living. This is anything that you would do for yourself on a daily basis. So think of toileting and bathing and grooming and mobility and dressing and even socializing. Everything that we do for ourselves on a daily basis without any help from anybody, that makes up an ADL, or activity of daily living. And that's mainly what a CNA does. A CNA is there to help people do things that they would normally do for themselves but can't right now because of illness or injury or just the aging process. So for instance, if you woke up, let's say last night you got a little enthusiastic on a skateboard and you fell and you broke both of your wrists. Well, you're going to need a little bit of help, because with 2 broken wrists, you're not going to be able to do a lot of that stuff that you would normally do on your own. So you would have to ask somebody to help you. Now, in most cases, this is going to be a family member or a very close friend that we're going to tag and say, hey, I need some help. But what if we didn't have somebody that we felt comfortable going to with that level of need? And that's really where the CNA comes in. I hope that helps. Okay. Rude says, thank you for your videos. I just passed my CNA test. Congratulations. Agbana passed the practical. Congratulations. That's funny, Lord. Yeah, first bone you broke was skateboarding late at night. Yeah, it happens. Absolutely. All right, so now we know what topic we're going to get into today. Let's look at the prizes that we can win. First place is a t-shirt. So you've got a couple of t-shirts to choose from. There's our pink heart shirt that says Called to Care. There's the CNA Care Crew. There's this one that I'm wearing, which says For Your CNA with all my little sayings in it. And then there's Become Inspire Care. So you'll be able to choose, if you come in first place, you'll be able to choose which t-shirt you would like. And you'll have to give us your size as well as your shipping information. We'll get to that at the end. Second place is the card game. And that's this. This is a super fun game to play. There's a lot of strategy involved. And it can be played by medical people and non-medical people. So this is a great recruiting tool if you have somebody in your life that might be interested in a career change and just not real sure what CNA is all about. This can be a really fun way of introducing them to a lot of those CNA concepts. There's a lot of strategy involved in this game, believe it or not. But it's really a lot of fun. And then third place is our motivational gifts. We have the For Your CNA badge holder, and you can't get this anywhere. You have to win it. So it's a true badge of honor, along with some motivational gifts as well. So lots of prizes up for grabs today. All right, so let's get into our rules. Each question is going to be displayed on the screen for about 60 seconds. I'll read you the question and the answer choices, and you are going to type into the chat what answer you want to choose. Fastest answer wins. Now, this is the program that we use sits on top of YouTube. So the points are awarded based on the order that YouTube receives the input. So you might see it on your screen in a little bit different order because yours is going to show up immediately, but it takes time to transmit to YouTube. So keep that in mind. And I'll tell you your place for each question as we go. So it's fastest answer gets the most points. Now, when you're putting your answers in, just use numbers 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then hit the send button. It will only read your first answer. That's it. So if you change your mind and put a different answer in, you're not going to get any points. It only reads your first answer. And if you put anything else in the chat, it's not going to read it. So just the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, hit send. Fastest, most points. Points accumulate throughout the game. And when we get to the end, we'll let you know who came in first, second, and third, and who's going to get those prizes. All right. Kyle says, hello. Hi. Can I turn the card game into a drinking game? Absolutely, you can. There are ways of doing that. Don't ask me how I know. All right. Amelia, good morning. Yeah, Lord, I have the same problem. All right, you guys ready to get started? Here we go. All right, 30 seconds. So limber up those fingers. Remember, you only want numbers. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then hit that send button. Don't put anything else in there, and it's only going to read your first answer. So here we go. 10 seconds. Here we go. Oh, and just a disclaimer, prizes can only be sent out to the United States. I don't ship internationally yet. All right, question 1. A resident insists on brushing their own teeth. You, 1, tell them they can't. 2, offer to do it quickly. 3, allow them and notify the nurse. Or 4, remove their toothbrush. So a resident insists on brushing their own teeth. You, 1, tell them they can't. 2, offer to do it quickly. 3, allow them and notify the nurse. Or 4, remove their toothbrush. Go ahead and lock in your final answer. You've got about 20 seconds left. So what do you guys think? You have to know about your scope of practice for this one. This is a very common type of question on the state exam. All right, your correct answer here is number 3. Yeah, you guys all got this one right. You're going to allow them because we always encourage independence whenever possible. But remember that everything we know, our nurse should know. We are a nursing assistant, and that nurse is still legally liable for that patient. So everything you know about the patient, That nurse should know about the patient because they're assuming that liability. So we want to encourage independence. So if they insist on brushing their own teeth, that's fine. We're going to do everything possible to make that happen for them. But we're also going to notify the nurse as well that their level of independence may be changing, because that gives the nurse an opportunity to assess the patient further, and that might even change the care plan. That's the care planning process. So Lord Gecko came in first on that one, followed by Kyle, Adekunbi, and Helen. Question 2. Which is a physical change common in aging? 1. Slower reflexes. 2. Complete memory loss. 3. Total incontinence. Or 4. Developing food allergies. So which is a physical change common in aging? 1. Slower reflexes. 2. Complete memory loss. 3. Total incontinence. Or 4. Developing food allergies. You've got about 20 seconds left. Go ahead and lock in your final answer. What do you guys think? What is a common physical change that occurs in aging? You got a couple of different answers on this one. Okay. The right one is number 1, slower reflexes. Yeah, because as the brain ages, everything starts to slow down and the brain controls all of the nerves. So reflexes become a little bit slower. Complete memory loss is not common in aging, not complete memory loss. Sure, a little short-term forgetfulness might be common as the brain starts to wind down in aging, but complete memory loss, that is not normal. Total incontinence, not normal. And I know that some of you think that you become incontinent as you age. It's actually not normal. And developing food allergies, not normal. That's something that happens early in life, not late in life. So a little bit of incontinence with stress and things like that, maybe, but not total incontinence. Kyle came in first on that one, followed by Lord Gecko, Helen, and Micheline. Good job. Number 3, which of the following promotes resident dignity? 1, rushing all tasks. 2, covering them during care. 3, discouraging self-care. Or 4, limiting social interactions. So which of the following promotes resident dignity? 1, rushing all tasks. 2, covering them during care. 3, discouraging self-care. Or 4, limiting social interactions. Got about 20 seconds left. Go ahead and lock in your final answer. What do you guys think? Oliver, hey, congratulations! Oliver passed the CNA exam skills and written last week. Your videos were very helpful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Number 2, covering them during care. This is a foundational requirement of CNAs. We promote dignity above all. So covering somebody while we're performing personal care helps protect them from you. Remember, you're still a stranger. We don't want to rush them. We don't discourage self-care. We actually encourage it. And we don't want to limit social interactions. So those 3 are absolutely wrong. Number 2 is the correct answer here. Number 2 is the correct answer. Thank you, Oliver. We, or Olivier, I'm not sure how you say it. We're finishing up the newest video series. It should be done in the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned for new videos. Amelia came in first on that one, followed by Kyle, Helen, and Micheline. Good job, guys. Very good job. Question number 4. Which approach supports a resident's autonomy? 1, enforcing strict bedtimes. 2, choosing their meals. 3, turn off TV without asking. Or 4, offering choices. So which approach supports a resident's autonomy? 1, enforcing strict bedtimes. 2, choosing their meals. 3, turning off the TV without asking, or 4, offering choices. How do we want to help support a resident's autonomy? Go ahead and lock in your final answer. You've got about 15 seconds left. What do you guys think? If you've listened to me at all, this question should be super easy. Super easy. The right answer here is number 4. Yeah, we're going to offer choices. Absolutely. We do not treat adults like children. That's just the foundational principle here. If an answer treats an adult like a child, like enforcing a strict bedtime, choosing somebody's meals for them, turning a TV off without asking, those are things you might do for a child, but you do not do for an adult. So those are never the right answers. So on the state exam, the written test, when you're looking at these answers, always evaluate it through that lens. Is this something that I would do to a child? If it is, then it's not the right answer for an adult. Offering choices is the right move here. So Ender came in first on that one, followed by Lord Gecko, Helen, and Kyle. Good job, guys. All right, moving on. Question number 5. A resident cries after moving to a facility. The CNA should, 1, offer time to talk and listen. 2, avoid them for now. 3, tell them to be strong. Or 4, call their family. A resident cries after moving to a facility. The CNA should, 1, offer time to talk and listen. 2, avoid them for now. 3, tell them to be strong. Or 4, call their family. So go ahead and lock in your final answer. You've got about 20 seconds left. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? All right. Go ahead and lock in that answer. Yep, the right answer here, yeah, most of you guys got this one right, is offer time to talk and listen. This is a huge change for your patient. Huge. And nobody ever thinks about retirement. I want you to think about your idea of retirement, right? It's probably, to sit around and engage in your hobbies, your favorite activities, travel, play golf, lay on the beach, visit, different areas. When we think of retirement, we always think of things that we want to do. Nobody ever wakes up and says, okay, well, I can't wait to move into a facility when I retire and have somebody take care of me. That's just not, we don't want to lose our independence. So when somebody is at a point where they have to move into a facility to get some extra help, it's a huge major life change for them. So we have to give them time to talk it out. Lord Gecko came in first on that one, followed by Ender, Micheline, and Kyle. Good job, guys. Very good. Question number 6. What is a psychosocial need based on Maslow's model? 1, oxygen. 2, oxygen. Oh, I messed up that one. 3, food. Or 4, self-esteem. So what is a psychosocial model, or psychosocial need based on Maslow's model? 1, oxygen. 2, oxygen. 3, food. Or 4, self-esteem. Yeah, one of those should have been water. Sorry. All right, I messed that one up. How did I do that? Okay, you've got about 10 seconds left. Go ahead and lock in your final answer. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, Lord. Yeah, well, look at the mistake I made. All right, yeah. Self-esteem. So it really doesn't matter what 1 and 2 were because they weren't the right answer. Psychosocial, that term psycho, it doesn't mean like super crazy out of your mind like we think it does. Psycho just means of the mind. So a psychosocial need is of the mind in relation to other people. Well, oxygen has nothing to do with that. Food has nothing to do with that, but self-esteem does. A psychosocial need is our need to connect to other people, to feel accepted, to be part of a group. Those are all psychosocial needs, and that's how we develop our own self-esteem. So Enderman came in first on that one, followed by Micheline, Catherine, and Kyle. Good job, guys. Question number 7. A resident who can't walk is sad and withdrawn. The CNA should, 1, leave them alone. 2, encourage activities. 3, let them stay in bed. Or 4, tell them everything will be okay. A resident who can't walk is sad and withdrawn. The CNA should, 1, leave them alone. 2, encourage activities. 3, let them stay in bed. Or 4, tell them everything will be okay. How do we want to handle this? You've got about 15 seconds left. Go ahead and lock in your final answers. Go ahead and lock in your final answers. What do you guys think? The right answer here is encourage activities. Yeah. If somebody has lost a major mobility aspect of their life, like this person can't walk, that's major. That's going to affect every part of their life, including their self-esteem. We don't want to leave them alone. They'll wallow. We don't want to let them stay in bed because that just kind of gives into it. We definitely don't want to say everything will be okay because clearly it's not. What we do want to do is encourage activities to get them out and reintegrated into society. That helps with their self-esteem. It helps them form connections and bonds. It will help them with things like their appetite and their willingness to learn new adaptations. It's just, we are social creatures. We depend on social interaction. So Innerman came in first, followed by Lord Gecko, Catherine, and Micheline. That was a hard one, I know. Halfway point, guys. Question 8. Which change is considered cognitive aging? 1, poor circulation. 2, fragile skin. 3, weak muscles. Or 4, short-term memory loss. Which change is considered cognitive aging? So this is a vocabulary word. 1, poor circulation. 2, fragile skin. 3, weak muscles. Or 4, short-term memory loss. What do you guys think? What is a cognitive change that occurs during aging? Go ahead and lock in your final answer. You've got about 10 seconds left. What do you guys think? These are all signs of aging, by the way. Yeah, short-term memory loss is a cognitive change of aging. Cognitive means memory and focus and thinking ability, all things related to what we call processing in the brain. Poor circulation, that is a change of aging, but that happens in the circulatory system. Fragile skin is a change of aging, but that happens in the integumentary system. And weak muscles are a change of aging that happens in the musculoskeletal system. But the short-term memory loss, that is a cognitive change, which actually happens in the nervous system. Good job, guys. Enderman came in first on that one, followed by Betty, Micheline, and Helen. Good job. Okay, moving on. Question 9. A resident wants to participate in a hobby group. The CNA should, 1, assist them as needed. 2, tell the nurse. 3, discourage socialization. Or 4, tell them you don't like hobbies. A resident wants to participate in a hobby group. The CNA should, 1, assist them as needed. 2, tell the nurse. 3, discourage socialization. Or 4, tell them you don't like hobbies. What do you guys think? Got about 25 seconds left. Go ahead and lock in your final answer. I always liked taking patients to hobbies, residents to hobby groups and activities. So the right answer here is number 1. Yeah, we're going to assist them as needed. If they need help getting there, we're going to help them get there. If they need help while they're there, we'll help them while they're there. We're going to try to encourage their ability to participate and socialize. You would want to tell the nurse. Now, those of you who consider number 2, that is correct. You would want to tell the nurse. This is one of those situations where 2 answers are actually right, but which one is more right? Okay, we would want to tell the nurse, but it's more important at this point that we assist them with satisfying that need or that desire. We don't discourage socialization, and we don't want you have nothing to do with this. They don't need to know that you don't like hobbies. All right, Betty came in first on that one, followed by Ender, Lord Gecko, and Micheline. All right, moving on. Question 10. A confused resident thinks it's 1965. The CNA should, 1, use reality orientation, 2, argue with them using proof, 3, dress like it's the 1960s, or 4, laugh and call them crazy. So a confused resident thinks it's 1965. What should we do about that? Do we use reality orientation? Do we argue with them using proof? Do we dress like it's the 1960s? Or do we laugh and call them crazy? How do we want to handle this? You've got 15 seconds left. Go ahead and lock in your final answer. Yeah, in some ways, Lord, I know. But the right answer here is number 1, use reality orientation. Now let me explain to you, number 1 and 2 are actually the same thing. It's just worded different. Reality orientation is providing visual cues to reorient them to current person, place, and time. So we are showing them. It's the word argue that makes number 2 wrong. We don't argue. Reality orientation would be pointing to a calendar on the wall or a newspaper, with the date. So reality orientation is using physical items to help reorient them. Catherine came in first, followed by Lord Gecko, Enderman, and Kyle. All right. Question number 11 on the downhill slide here, guys. Supporting a resident's spirituality may involve 1, providing prayer time, 2, telling them about your religion, 3, detailing concepts like heaven and hell, or 4, forcing dietary adherence. So supporting a resident's spirituality may involve 1, providing prayer time, 2, telling them about your religion, 3, detailing concepts like heaven and hell, or 4, forcing dietary adherence. What do you guys think? You've got about 15 seconds left, and I know this is a really, really tricky topic. A lot of people are very uncomfortable talking about religion, but we have to talk about it because you will have a question on the state exam regarding religion. The best way to support a resident's spirituality may be providing prayer time. Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong. It doesn't matter what your religion is. There's nothing wrong with bowing your head and closing your eyes while they're in a prayer, saying a prayer. That it doesn't affect you at all. It's just showing respect. We do not want to tell them about our religion. We have nothing to do with this. This is the patient's religion. We're supporting them and their religious activities. We don't need to detail concepts like heaven and hell. That has nothing, our interpretation has nothing to do with the patient, and we never force anything. So 4 is absolutely not right. Lord Gecko came in first on that one, followed by Ender, Catherine, and Kyle. Yeah, you got to get comfortable with religion. Absolutely. Question 12. Which CNA action meets a basic human need? 1, withholding meals until they say please. 2, giving the patient good gossip. 3, telling jokes while bathing. Or 4, providing privacy during care. So which CNA action meets a basic human need? 1, withholding meals until they say please. 2, giving the patient good gossip. 3, telling jokes while bathing. Or 4, providing privacy during care. Go ahead and lock in your final answer. You've got about 15 seconds left. You guys are so smart. I can't trip you up with these questions anymore. I got to get harder on my questions, I think. Although the state test, these are what you're going to get. Yeah, basic human need, privacy, dignity, right? We have the right to show our skin to those that we want to show it to, not to anybody who happens to be there, right? So we don't force patients to use manners. That's something you do to a child. And remember I said if it's something we do to the children, we don't do it to an adult. We don't give patients good gossip. We don't give the patients bad gossip. We don't gossip. That's just not our role. And telling jokes while bathing, I use a lot of humor, but while you're bathing somebody, they're laying down, they're uncovered, they're undressed. That's pretty vulnerable, not really the time for jokes. Betty came in first on that one, followed by Ender, Catherine, and Kyle. Yeah. Yep. All right, 13. The patient who becomes dependent for one or more ADLs may experience 1, relief or resignation. 2, anger or sadness. 3, more energy. Or 4, an increase in appetite. So the patient who becomes dependent for one or more ADLs may experience 1, relief or resignation. 2, anger or sadness. 3, more energy. Or 4, an increase in appetite. What do we think here? Go ahead and lock in your answer. The right answer here is number 2. Yeah, a patient who becomes dependent. Remember we talked at the very beginning about this, about ADLs, activities of daily living. These are things we do for ourselves every single day. We don't even really think about it. Brushing our teeth, brushing our hair, showering, dressing, eating, things you do for yourself. If you aren't able to do those things for yourself anymore and you have to rely on somebody else, you might become angry or sad over that. But it's not going to result in more energy. It probably will make you eat less because of depression. And you don't feel relief or resignation in most cases. More appropriate is anger or sadness. Ender came in first, followed by Catherine, Kyle, and Jennifer. Question number 14. Almost done, guys. A patient takes a long time to perform a task independently. The CNA should, 1, do the task for the patient. 2, report the patient for non-compliance. 3, remain encouraging and supportive. Or 4, explain that you don't have time to wait. So a patient takes a long time to perform a task independently. The CNA should, 1, do the task for the patient. 2, report the patient for non-compliance. 3, remain encouraging and supportive. Or 4, explain that you don't have time to wait. Go ahead and lock in your final answer. You've got about 10 seconds left. Only one question to go after this. Almost done. The right answer here is number 3. We're going to remain encouraging and supportive and give them whatever help they need and let them do as much on their own as they can, no matter how long it takes. You don't want to just rush in there and do stuff for the patient because that can actually lead to more anxiety or apprehension or even anger. We don't want to report the patient for non-compliance. That's not what we do. And we don't explain to the patient that we don't have time for this. That's just rude. If the patient needs help, we're going to give them help. See here, we've got the last question coming up. If you guys found this helpful, can you give me a thumbs up on YouTube? That would help me tremendously. All right, Ender came in first on that one, followed by Lord Gecko, Catherine, and Kyle. Here is our final question. Final question. To help a resident feel more in control, the CNA can, 1, enforce a strict schedule, 2, limit questions, 3, provide care silently, or 4, offer meal and activity choices. To help a resident feel more in control, the CNA can, 1, enforce a strict schedule, 2, limit questions, 3, provide care silently, or 4, offer meal and activity choices. What do we think? 15 seconds left. This is our final question. Go ahead and lock in your final answer. The right answer here is number 4. We're going to offer meal and activity choices. We want the patient to feel as in control as they can. And by enforcing a strict schedule, remember that's something that we do for children, so that doesn't apply to adults. You don't want to limit questions. That's just rude. And we don't provide care silently because we really need some social interaction with that patient. But offering meal and activity choices is the right move here. It makes the patient feel like they have some, at least a little bit of control over their daily life. And that's super important to enhance the well-being of the patient. Enderman came in first on that one, followed by Kyle, Lord Gecko, and Micheline. Okay, here are the final scores for the whole game show. First place is Enderman. You get a t-shirt. Kyle came in second place. You get a card game. And Lord Gecko came in third. You get a badge holder and some motivational gifts. So congratulations to you guys. Yes, Asna, they are fast. All right, so I'm going to put this in the chat for you. So here are our prizes. First, second, and third place winners. Please send me an email to foryourcna@gmail.com. First place is a t-shirt. Please let me know your size and which, let me put the t-shirts back up here for you. So here are the t-shirts. You can have the CNA Care Crew. You can have our class shirt, what we call our cheat shirt, Become, Inspire, Care, and Called to Care. So you can pick one of those and send me an email with which one you want and your size. And good job. And second place, you will get the card game. And let me know if that works out as a drinking game for you. And third place, you'll get some motivational gifts. All right, guys. So send me an email with your screen name, your real name, and your mailing address and what place you came in. And we'll get those prizes out to you usually tomorrow. Jake is really, really fast at this. So he'll usually package most of this stuff up today and have it out to you tomorrow. So very quick. I hope that this helped you guys. I hope it helped you kind of get an idea of the type of questions you might see on the state exam and how to sort out all of the answers, how to find out which ones are absolutely wrong so you can get rid of those and not even consider them and narrow down to the right answer. Even if you don't know the content, a lot of times you can figure out the right answer just using process of elimination. So our next game show will be the first Tuesday in August, and that one's going to be a special edition. There will actually be 21 questions. It will run a little bit longer. Questions are a little bit shorter, but they're going to be based on the skills. So I'm going to have one written test question based on each skill. And we will actually have a little bit different prizes for that specifically for that specific show. So hopefully you guys can join us. It'll be the first Tuesday in August. I think it's August 6th, but I don't know for sure. First Tuesday in August at 11 a.m. I hope you guys like this. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I have a blast doing this. This is the favorite thing that I do. Each month is the game show, and I really appreciate you guys spending some time with me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Do something fun, and I will see you again on the first Tuesday in August. We actually have a new class session starting on Monday, July 28th. So if you have a chance, feel free to join our live stream where we live stream our classes out and you can actually ask questions and learn through a virtual interface. So hope to see you there. Until next time, happy caregiving. Bye.